What's the deal, y'all? We're Trap at TNN Trap News Network. We back in the same, like Cook cracking the same. I promise you, this is not brought to y'all by Prize Picks. When you can use the code BOF to get some extras. I promise y'all, it's not brought. I promise you. Hear me and hear me well. Today's episode of TNN Trap News Network is not brought to you by Prize Picks, where you can use the code BOF to get some things going on. So I'm not saying go to Prize Picks and use the code BOF or nothing. I'm just saying, whatever you do with that is your business. We here to give y'all some news y'all can use from Lajito, man. Can't get nobody's Collegito. We're tapping in TNN Trap News Network. Guess that's TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Canalajito, you can't get nobody's Collegito. Big dog, tap in with that tap in. Make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good tap in. You feel me? Like, comment, subscribe for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that Newsington, you can Usington. It's that Knowledgeito, you ain't finna get nobody's Collegito. Big dog, tap in with that if you ain't tapped in with that. Man at the Garden freestyle. Please don't touch my I got a body on it. Fairy tales won't forget, and Boogeyman all out now. Get into that if you ain't got into that. 25,000 subscribers, you get away $100, man. Make sure I get into that good Chiliana we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We finna get into my man Sniper Nicholas Irving on 33 confirmed 187s, probably just as many unconfirmed 187s. Yeah, Nicholas Irving is a power. Now, y'all know Vlad be tripping, so we can't show y'all, but we can let's all listen to all that. This nigga said he got 33 bodies. Let's get into this. Let's go.
And that's the best word I can use to describe the conversation we're about to have. This is a guy who I have actually read about and saw interviews long before we had a chance to sit and have a conversation. And it's just one of those crazy things because I've been wanting to talk to this gentleman, like literally because he's such a fascinating human being. And I'm so intrigued by his life, and I'm so intrigued by the idea of there are people out there that are willing to do things that most human beings, not just Americans, but human beings could not even conceive just to keep us safe. Please welcome former Army Ranger, the first black sniper in the Army 3rd Battalion, Sergeant Nick Irvin. Sergeant Nick Irvin, welcome to Vlad TV, man.
Hey, I appreciate you for having me on. Definitely.
Absolutely. You know, I was trying to find the words even as I was introducing you because your story is incredibly fascinating. It really, really is. And even as I look at you, you're composed. You look as though you never spent one day overseas. You're not what we would expect for a man that has 33 confirmed kills as a sniper. And I'd say
33 confirmed bodies. 33 confirmed bodies. Not to say he got 33 bodies. He got 33 he know for show is out of here. 33. Leave this nigga alone.
Just about as many that are unconfirmed, but you were a machine gunners. Before we get deep into your story, is this just who you are? Are you naturally this poised?
To be honest with you, like, I just became this way within the past, I would say 5 years, maybe. Actually, 6 years after the birth of my son. Kind of, switched to...
He's very like, yeah, man, so, I'm ready to go here and do it. I'm pro. I am computer program Army Ranger go. I am here to protect him. Like, he's very robotic. Like, he's ready to handle it. You don't want to see this nigga in a dark alley. He gonna get you up out of here.
Up my whole personality. It was like, I didn't mean to do it, but I was forced into that position to become more of a dad figure, as opposed to being the guy who I used to be. A hothead, short temper. And I think that came from, 6 deployments, doing a bunch of different things. And you come back here and I just knew what I was capable of doing. I grew up as, I was being bullied as a kid throughout all high school. And after my first deployment and shooting somebody, I remember telling myself I was 18 years old and I was like, I'll never get bullied again. And it just kind of upped that, I guess, that percent.
He upped the blick and started, I'm going to up this blick and I'm going to go up that skull. He said after this,
on it in me, that
I ain't going for none of this no more. All this flu flammery is over with.
beast in me, that animalistic, primal behavior that I had of being, to have the job that I had, you had to be a savage. And coming back here to the States it wasn't, conducive to the environment stateside, being that character. So after the birth of my son, I was kind of forced into simmering down a little bit, settling down and calming down. I couldn't be that way. It was a hard character. And we all have characters at the end of the day. We're all portraying somebody, even if it's who we think we are, we're portraying that person. So to be able to switch up, change characters, it's, we're all actors in this big game, this big stage, of life. So it was just something I had to do for the, betterment of my family.
No, he is a real man. Shout out to bro for changing his life for the betterment of his family here at TNN Trap News Network. Good parenting is everything. Good parenting is everything. So big shout out to bro for changing his life for the better and doing what he got to do for his kids, man. You could always respect that.
Okay, you talked about being bullied when you were young. Talk to me about your family and your upbringing.
Yeah.
Were your parents disciplinarians? I know that you are a former Army Ranger. Were your parents in the service?
Yeah, definitely. My mom and dad. I was actually born overseas in Augsburg, Germany. My parents both were in the Army. They were doing counterintelligence stuff back in the Cold War, fighting against the Soviets with
Okay, so you come from a military background. This is what y'all do.
Technology and copying Morse code and stuff like that, intercepting different, I don't know what they were doing. They still say it was top secret or whatnot, but I grew up there and it was like a dream of mine to, want to be like my dad. That was all I saw was Army uniform and him being proud of his service. And I just wanted to follow along those footsteps, but I was not too smart to be like a computer guy. But I knew I wanted to follow along those lines and be in the military, definitely.
Wow. Counterintelligence. So your parents are pretty intelligent. Obviously, they're very smart people. Did you follow in their footsteps? Did you graduate with a high GPA?
No, I graduated with the 1.7 GPA.
Excuse me?
1.7. I was.
So he said that he didn't even really have a graduate. He didn't have a GPA big enough or high enough to graduate. Big enough. He didn't have a GPA high enough to graduate. And he less than kids. He didn't even have enough to graduate. And he outside legally through the United States of America, becoming the top shotter. Literally.
Both parents are counterintelligence and you graduated with a 1.7?
Oh yeah. It was a hard childhood. It was a lot of disciplinary actions, a lot of punishment, suspensions from school. I got into a lot of, confrontations and fights in school. And I didn't try to be a bad kid, but it was just the people I hung around and the people who were around me at the school and where I grew up at. I just wanted to kind of fit in with the crowd, I guess. And it kind of worked in my favor, but not so much. I was not really built for that. I didn't find out that part of me until I joined the Army. But as far as school goes, no, I was taking like fundamentals of math. My senior year, I barely graduated. I was supposed to get like my diploma mailed to me. I wasn't going to walk across the stage, and it was like a toss in the air if I was going to even graduate or not. So my parents had a hard time with that, and it was by choice, I think.
So we're gonna bring y'all more from Super Sniper Nicholas Irvin, man. But let me know what y'all think about it. Just trying out some new content. Let me know what y'all think about it. Red dots to the left, y'all know the rest, and it's free Avenue Angel. Till he's free, we are gone.